Hi, everybody. This is Anthony, and welcome to another 10-minute learning in our 10-minute learning series. Today, what we're going to go over real quickly is how to set up your profile in ShowingTime so that you can start receiving showing requests or sending out showing requests from the MLS system. This is a great CRMLS free member benefit to you as an agent. That way, it just makes your lives a lot more efficient, especially in today's age. We're setting up showings and, of course, all the extra contracts we need to do in order to set up a property for a showing takes a lot of time and effort. And what this tool is going to allow us to do for the buying agent side is to set up and schedule our showings very quickly and easily in a matter of maybe less than 5 minutes. On the listing agent side, this is going to be also a really great tool because you can now prevent overlapping appointments, set up showing restrictions like day sleepers, things like that, which we'll go over in our in other videos. But just today, what we're going to need to do is activate and set up our profiles to start getting these requests appropriately. So with that said, let's go into the MLS. So it all starts in the MLS. So go into the MLS, log into the MLS, and to activate or access ShowingTime, very simply move your mouse to where it says Links on the Links tab here in the MLS. When we access the Links tab, this will now display all of our third-party member benefits offered to us by CRMLS. Just scroll down on this list of benefits to where it says ShowingTime, and we're going to click. When we click on the ShowingTime, if this is your first time activating your ShowingTime account, the system will immediately go to a dark gray screen and ask you, would you like to set up your profile? You're going to say yes. Now, if you've gone into ShowingTime before, but you really haven't done much in ShowingTime and you skipped over that step, then to edit your profile at this point, just very simply move your mouse to the top left corner and click on Edit Profile. Now, when we click on Edit Profile, what we want to do first and foremost, over here towards the top left, upload a profile picture. So very simply, click on the upload icon, and now browse your computer for a photo. Click on it, say Open, and now say OK, and this will update your profile picture for ShowingTime. Now, what's nice about this is that anytime you send out or respond to a request through ShowingTime, one of the methods or two of the methods that the agents are going to be notified by is email and text. In an email and a text, your profile picture will always be attached to the links of the request or in the response to the request. So it's very important that people or you as an agent always upload your profile picture to all of your content. That way people will recognize who they're working with by name and, of course, by site. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is come over here to the profile basics. We're going to make sure that our profile basic information is up to date. So make sure your first name, your last name is inputted correctly, and of course your email address. Now, the next thing that we're going to need to input in is a phone type or phone number. Very important, one of the phone types that you should input in is your mobile number. When we click on the down arrow next to phone type, select mobile number. Now input your mobile phone number. And now when we hit tab, there will be an option here under text message to start to send or receive text messages from ShowingTime. It will automatically fill in with that phone number. If you do not have a phone number or a mobile phone number selected, there is no way to select the mobile or text message option. So it's very important that you at least put in your mobile phone number, okay? Now, the next thing that we're going to do in our profile is set up some basic default settings for both the listing side and the selling agent side. The first thing that we're going to do is set up our listing agent preferences. Whether you're a listing agent currently or you plan to be a listing agent, and I will say at some point, every agent part of the MLS will at least list one property in their entire career. So it's really important that you do also set yourself up as a listing agent to receive and respond to ShowingTime request. Now, the first thing that we're going to change or look at is our default appointment mode. Our default appointment mode is basically set up for every one of our listings by default, where we don't have to think about it. Now, the default appointment mode is set to appointment required, meaning that every agent wanting to go and see the property in ShowingTime has to request a date and a time where we get to choose to respond to it, yes or no, okay, for the appointment. Now, you can change this for all of your listings. Very simply, click on the down arrow, and you have two other choices. One that says go and show, meaning call first, go direct kind of thing, whereby the system automatically will respond to the showing agent's request on your listing with an automatic, yes, you can go and see it. Now, you may not want that for every property because every property may actually have different needs or different instructions, right? Well, you also have a second choice that says view showing instructions only, meaning that you have to set up showing instructions on every one of your properties. Now, again, that may not be the case for every one of your properties, okay? So what I would do as a default is leave it at appointment required, okay? Now, I will say that you can change all of your listings independently based on their individual needs. But if you don't want to think about it, here is an automatic appointment required that you can choose to respond to or not. So it kind of broad strokes everything for you. Now, the next thing that you want to make sure that you choose is how you as a listing agent need to be notified about your showings, okay, or showing requests. Now, default, you as an agent are set to email, okay, and probably the showing voice phone numbers, okay. The showing voice phone number basically is a default to send to your office phone number typically, or your whatever numbers on your profile. So here in this case, most of you will probably only have three choices here: email, text, and showing voice, meaning that I can receive an email request to respond to, or a text message, or a phone call, okay? Now, you can choose one of these or multiples, okay? I personally highly recommend that you choose at least all three. Now, the push notification choice here will only appear if you download the application, which we'll talk about in a second. But what I usually tell agents is that you as a listing agent should never ever miss a chance on being requested to show a property, okay? Now, there are certain times or certain scenarios where agents feel like the listing agent never responds to a request, okay? And funny enough, in our MLS, we have a rule that says that if a listing agent doesn't respond to the showing agent's request within a 24-hour period, that the showing agent can go directly to the seller to request a showing. But Code of Ethics says that an agent cannot talk to another agent's client not without permission. So you've got a natural catch-22, right? How do I, as a showing agent, get a chance to show the property if the agent is not responding to me? Now, one of the really nice things that I like about ShowingTime is the report section. So whether I'm a listing agent on a property or a showing agent, the system records every request being made on every property. Whether I'm the listing agent on the property, so the system records every request being sent to me and whether I respond to it or not, okay? Showing agent side, the system records every request that you have made and if that request has ever been responded to or not. So in a way, the system holds both agents accountable for making sure that they have responded to the requests. So to protect me and my seller, most importantly me, to hold me accountable and make sure that I am a responsible agent, I should make sure that I select all of these choices so that way I never ever miss a chance to respond to a showing request. So when a showing agent makes a request through ShowingTime to see a home, I'm the system will automatically, within 30 seconds, email me, text message me, send a push notification to my phone. So when you turn on your phone initially, you've got those notifications here. Like, as an example, if you can see this, when I turn on my phone, we got notifications that appear on your front of your phone. And of course, I automatically get a phone call. Okay. So at this point, I can make sure that any appointment being requested, I receive it. Now, when it comes to response, I want to make sure that I respond in one of those choices. I don't have to respond to every choice or through every choice, but I at least give myself the opportunity to respond to the text message, to respond to the phone call, and of course, respond to the email. Okay. It's a very simple, as for the phone call, a number 1 or 3, yes or no. The text message, Y or N. And of course, the email responds no or yes. Okay. So here, I, as a listing agent, can now respond in one of those fashions back to the showing agent or agents requesting to see my homes. Now, the next is feedback. Here, under the feedback, yes, I want to request feedback from the showing agent to get what their thoughts or their client's thoughts were about the property. Now, the default setting is to request one feedback within a day. A lot of times agents get really super busy. So when they only get one request, they may forget to respond because they're busy doing other things. So what I can do is I can now send out multiple requests multiple times with so many days apart. So here, if we click on the down arrow, we can actually send 9 requests 5 days apart. Now, I usually say, by your, after a week, agents tend to forget where they're at, kind of thing. And not to mention 9 weeks later, and basically you're looking at a whole week apart here, you're getting a response on a property, you probably forgot what your clients were thinking about it, right? I would say, as a general rule of thumb here, at least 3 requests 1 day apart. So the day that they show the property, they get a request to give feedback, then the next day, and then the following day. Hopefully in one of those 3 requests, the showing agent at least responds with some sort of response, whether it's positive or negative, about what they and their clients, most importantly, thought about a home, which again is really important because under the report section, we can give that report to our sellers and say, hey, it's not me saying this, it's other people of what they're feeling, which now we need to come up with other strategies on how to be able to better market your home, especially if there's several negatives about the property. Okay. So this is a really good feedback tool to the seller to understand what people are thinking when they're seeing the home. Okay. Now, that's the listing agent side. Let's not forget the buying agent or the selling agent side. So here on your showing agent preferences as a buying agent, when an appointment is going to be confirmed or canceled, how you as the buying agent need to be notified about that response. Now here, what I would suggest is you want to be notified all 3 or all 4 notifications, right? You want to be receiving an email automatically, a text message automatically, a phone call automatically, and of course a push notification. All 3 of these or all 4 of these will be automatic 30 seconds after or as soon as the listing agent responds to your request. So when I send out a request as a showing agent, within 30 seconds, the listing agent is notified on all these platforms. When they respond in one of those fashions, I, as the showing agent, can be responded to automatically in all methods. Okay. So now I, as a showing agent, should not ever claim I never was responded to by your showing. Here, I'm going to make sure that I get responded to. Okay. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to set up your appointment showing scheduling. So your default appointment mode should be for showings. Now, your default appointment length is defaulted to 15 minutes. This means that if I make an appointment at 10 o'clock, the time frame is from 10 to 10:15. Okay. Now, I know with agents, you've got to give yourself some time to get to the property and, of course, obviously go through it. Now, some agents, this may be a short time or maybe a fairly long time, right? Generally. So generally, when you give a call to a listing agent or you give a text message to a listing agent, how often or how long do you give yourself, right? Click on the down arrow and pick that time. Maybe you choose your default appointment mode for every hour. So if I make an appointment at 10, the appointment request is from 10 to 11. That way I give myself some time with my clients in the property to let them walk through it, comment on it, absorb it, and of course I give myself some time to get there, because sometimes we can't get there at exactly 10 o'clock, right? Traffic, times that we're spending at a property, things like that, okay? So here, choose your default appointment time, maybe 45 minutes, okay? Next, under your profile, and we're almost done, your mobile app access. Now, ShowingTime does have an app that you can download, but currently, if you were to immediately just trying to download it to access it, ShowingTime will want to charge you for it. Now, this is a free member benefit to you, so let's take advantage of our free product. And how we're going to do that, we're going to email ourselves a link, an authentication link to our email, which hopefully, if we get our emails on our phone, we make sure that that email address is on our phone. We send ourselves the authentication link. We go onto our phone in the email, tap on the link in the email, to which now the system will automatically download the app from your app store or Play Store, email you another, or it will email you a code, and at which point you will input in on your phone, and now you can utilize ShowingTime on your phone to schedule, respond, and of course, monitor your showings, which we'll talk about in another video. Once you've updated all this stuff in your profile, now come to the very top and click on where it says Save Changes. Now you're going to save your new defaults, and now you're ready to set up your listings or schedule showings using ShowingTime. That's how easy ShowingTime is today. If there are any questions, please feel free to give me a call at 949-586-6800. My extension is 104. Or feel free to email me at Tony, Tony, @ocrealtors.org. Have a great day.